What's up, everybody? And this is one of those videos where I do, like I did the JJ McCarthy video, where I break down a player and I give you, of course, what I think, what the scouts think, then, of course, what ESPN or these major media people think, and try to put it all together as one perspective. And today, I feel like Drake Maye's not getting enough love compared to all these other quarterbacks that are. Welcome to the channel, and hopefully you subscribe after this. Let's dive in. Let's talk about it. With this being said, hey, first and foremost, if you're new to the channel, I do mock drafts. I do all these other things about sports, especially when the NFL season starts. Huge college football fan. Shout out to my Texans and my Aggie boys down there in Texas A&M as well. Born and raised in Texas, so obviously you already know I'm going for everybody in Texas, just about, except for the Cowboys. We ain't doing that. But I say that to say this. The reason why I'm bringing this up is, let's talk about Drake Maye. Listed at 6'4", 230 pounds, obviously North Carolina native. Sophomore class, will probably be a junior, but he's actually declared for the draft this year. With that being said, he's only 21 years old of age. Now, this is the fun part about, of course, obviously him, is the fact that if you watched any college football for the past 2 years, you watched this guy light it up in 2022. I'm talking 38-7, 38 touchdowns, 7 picks. But at the same time, he also had Tez Walker, Hampton, and Josh Downs on that roster. Obviously, this year, it's a bit of a decline, 24-9. Now, Tez Walker, obviously, he dealt with some situations off the field, therefore he couldn't play. Came back middle of the season, did all right. Hampton did all right as running back as well. But it showed that Drake Maye had some growing pains. And if you watched also college football, you knew that he was pretty damn close to being the front runner at Heisman behind Caleb Williams. So then, of course, obviously, Jaden Daniels won Heisman last year. Now, I want to say this to say this. Drake Maye is not a bad player. I think I think he's not a bad player. I say that respectfully before I had to think twice about that. Oh, I'm thinking a lot. All right, here, next segment. Just screw it. Let's go to this. Breakdown of Drake Maye. He's got the perfect size. He's got the perfect arm. He's got everything that you would need to pretty much run an entire team. However, it didn't look like that in North Carolina. The turnovers came just at the wrong time. Yes, it was 9 picks. Now, respectively, we're throwing the ball a lot more, obviously. Threw it 425 times as attempts. That is a lot of pass. It's almost 500 yards. It's almost 500 attempts passing, just about. So it lets you know that he has great ball security. But then again, at the same time, if you watch these games closely, obviously in the Duke game, obviously in the Notre Dame game, if you even watch him in the Clemson games, he's not lights out like he was when he had the talent around him. Therefore, I believe that a quarterback can uplift a team. But at the same time, this is where I was thinking. At the same time, when he has the right cast around him, Drake Maye doing the damn thing. And he ain't just doing it. He's doing it well. And the funny thing about Drake Maye is the fact that a lot of people say that he's just a boring type quarterback. There's no pop to him. There's no pizzazz, you know? Like the Jaden Daniels has pizzazz. Caleb Williams has the fingernails. JJ McCarthy has Jim Hardball. Michael Penix has the knees. Bo Nix has the war paint. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it's kind of cool, though, seeing Bo Nix come out with the war paint in the Duck jersey. But every quarterback has some type of thing that is attached to them in this draft. Drake Maye doesn't. That's where we get a little, Because if you look at it statistically, we thought that Drake Maye was going to be obviously number 1, number 2 in this draft, depending on how you look at it. And all these mock drafts, we have Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, all the way until the month of course, January. And did Drake Maye lose his competition? Quite frankly, not. If you think about it, to be real, Drake Maye kind of stayed the course in who he was. And this is what it showed at Carolina. The previous year before that, he threw for 500. He threw the ball 500 times. So to me, and threw for almost 1,000 yards more. To me, the talent is there if you have the character and the cast around them. So it's funny because I think that Drake May has the best situation at hand than all the quarterbacks. Now let's dive into this scenario. You ready? If Drake May were to go number one, which is not going to happen, he's not going to Chicago. Relax, chill out in the comments. I don't worry. I will comment. I'm ready for war, but just hear me out. If he was to go to Chicago, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Everett, Swift. If he was to go to, if he was to go to Washington for the Commanders, Austin Eckler, who is a little suspect at times, but Brian Robinson Jr., the guy that got shot and came out to Mini Men on 50 Cent. Hard intro, by the way. But Robinson Jr., Jahad Dotson, Scary Terry on the outside. Okay. Now, then we say, the Patriots, who need a quarterback. Take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. It's scary because the Patriots don't have any great skill players. This is where if they draft Drake May, he's doomed. But a couple more picks later, the Giants are on the board, who, quite frankly, we can all say as an organization, what the hell are they doing up there in New York? Why not take them? So if we look at these picks, the first 7 picks, obviously in this draft is what I'm looking at. Roughly, most of them need quarterbacks. And this is a year where quarterback is an extremely high value. Everybody wants to get a quarterback. They need a quarterback. They want to turn their franchise around. And I'm going to be honest with you. Everyone is not equipped like the Texans were last year. As a fan, I know this. But are they preparing these quarterbacks for the right position? And the reason why I say Drake May is considered a boring type quarterback with no attachment like the rest of these guys, it's kind of a good thing. Because he might slip. He might fall. And no one's really talking about Drake May as this prolific passer, this game changer, this ball player, this franchise transcending quarterback. They're just saying he's just a regular QB that can play. He's just in the top of his class when it comes to drafting, which he is. But quite frankly, if I watch him play, he's actually pretty much doing what he needs to do. The numbers are there. The style is there. The talent was declined. He did what he needed to do. And Carolina didn't have a losing record when they were there. But I think, and this is where we dive into the next part of this, the history of Carolina quarterbacks. Sam Howell, Mitch Trubisky. This is a tough one. And the only reason why I say that is because Trubisky was lights out, man, his first year. It was so fun to watch. Even as a Texans fan, I thought we got the wrong quarterback. Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes and Trubisky. That was it, the trio. And I was really hurt because I was like, dang, we got the wrong guy. Because, Deshaun Watson ended up getting hurt. But Trubisky went on to be good that year. And then it folded. Sam Howell went on to be good his first year. Then he started turning the ball over a lot in Washington. And I started to realize Drake May did the same thing when he was at Carolina. Are these guys not watching this? And this is where I think the scouts and the media mess up right here. I don't believe that you should take a quarterback off of just 12-game tape. Not in college football. No. I believe that you take a quarterback that has been battle-tested, longevity, been through it, adversity, all the factors that you need, especially at a major university. And when I look at Drake May, he doesn't have the battle-tested. He's only been the starter for 2 years. And when you also look at him, too, he's done really good against your Syracuse, your Louisvilles. Come on now. Like, you won't be honest with you? Like, really? Like, those are football programs? You think so? You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't really done jaw-dropping things at North Carolina that we haven't already seen at North Carolina. So, and he played backup to Sam Howell, too. That's the crazy thing about it, right? So, obviously, right now, you could say that North Carolina has been putting out some solid QBs for backups. But I say that Drake May just really needs to home in on the fact that it's okay to be boring. It's okay to be a regular QB because Tom Brady was a regular QB. Obviously, the greatest to ever play. So I don't think that Drake May is a bad quarterback. He's not overrated. He can play. I think that's all about system. I think that's all about where he goes, where he's drafted at. He's just not talked about because he doesn't have anything exciting to talk about. And sometimes that's actually a really good thing because it doesn't hurt your stock. He's got the size, he's got the height, got the youth on his side. He played his two seasons perfectly well, got in and out. There's no injury history. There's no trouble history. He's just a square kid. And there's nothing wrong with just being square. Literally, nothing. And that's what's going to make him get paid a lot of money is the fact that he just throws the ball and completes the passes. That's what he does. He just does the simplest things. He's simple, and that's okay. That being said, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Definitely for real. Jaden Daniels will be up next. But if you haven't seen this one, go check out my JJ McCarthy video and tell me what you think. Peace.